Welcome, missionaries and miracle workers, to episode 50 of Dion Rising. This right here is a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition actual play campaign brought to you by the Knights of D20. It's a special Halloween episode, kids! We're all dressing so cute. We look like this all the time, actually. As usual, before we begin killing mortal snake people, we have a few announcements brought to you by a friend of mine who puts all other DMs to shame when it comes to writing heart-wrenching story arcs, including myself. Bobby, what are the announcements this week?
Yeah, so this week, obviously, we have Halloween, so we're all dressed up. Some of us had no idea we were doing this until, yesterday, so I think big kudos to everyone. Kara, I want to give special kudos to you, because I know you also threw this together in an hour, and it's so adorable.
Thank you. Having a pink wig really opens up doors.
It really does. As someone who has many pink wigs, I can tell you from experience. This week, we are not going to be having tea time. It seems that our stores have run dry, so while we are waiting for that shipment to cross the ocean, we will be out doing other things. So unfortunately, no tea time, but you can catch me next week for tea time. As well as I wanted to give some progress to our book club watchers and listeners. That I am 5 chapters away from finishing, only 100 pages. I have been really working hard to finish this for y'all. But as I was told, it has gotten significantly better in the second half. So I'm sure by the end of this week, I should have that finished. And we can get back to having some very specific book club, or very specific fantasies book club action for you. But that's all I have for you. So we're going to send it back to Nurse Joy, our dungeon mother, to, I hope, be a good healer today and not cause us too much harm.
No promises. Thank you, Bobby. And thank you all for joining us as we embark again on an adventure in the world of Dion, where heroes rise, dangers abound, and legends are born. Players, dice at the ready. Wow, look at all those weird dice. Wolf the Raven, give me some more. Okay. In episode 49, the heroes of Tuzenkin faced the fallout of their decision to destroy the Figurine of Dea, the ancient celestial artifact keeping the Yuan-Ti people of the Undying Wood and the wood itself unnaturally and painfully alive. Sending Sizitsi and her people into long overdue death, they freed a substantial portion of the eastern continent from an uninvited goddess's curse, and finally took their new friends, Benji and Nomi, to their long-ruined village. Without much further ado, Seraphina. Hi, we missed you last week. The salt air tonight is sharp and cold. You stand with Glitterbell watching from a respectful distance as Benji and Nomi mourn the lost family at the edge of the Bay of Ilar, its waters restless beneath a bruised twilight sky. The wind is carrying the sound of crashing waves. Each one is heavier and louder, as if the sea itself were gathering breath. Glitterbell flutters near your shoulder, sort of rolling her back in the salt air, her wings glinting faintly in the dim light. When the tide starts surging in, higher and faster, the cold water rushes over your boots. And then another wave follows, stronger this time, rising to your knees. And then with the sudden pull of something ancient and unseen, the sandy ground beneath your feet slips away, and you are yanked from the shore and plunged into the churning dark faster than should be possible on this beach. The noise of the world above fades to silence as you fall deeper. Even the waves you can't feel ricochet in your body as you drown down, down, down. Glitterbell clawing at the water by your side, pulled by some unseen force, some riptide, down into the ocean. You feel like you're suspended in water that is endless, and a hum is low and resonant, thrumming through your mind. And then you see it in your mind's eye, and you know its name. Varajal. The voice does not echo through the sea, it echoes through you. Visions flood your mind suddenly. A world drowned beneath black water. Cities swallowed whole. Moonlight strangled by elemental chaos. And far, far below, and miles out, further than you should be able to see, locked within a rift that cleaves the ocean floor, barred with natural stone rock, unnaturally lain across the top, you can witness its form. It is impossibly vast Leviathan, a body like a head, studded with thousands of unblinking black eyes that shimmer like dying worlds. And from its body head, thousands of tendrils drift, vast and translucent, miles long and alive. Jellyfish ripples of its body, almost. And each one coils through the darkness, wrapping around shipwrecks and dragging cities into the depths. And its presence presses against your thoughts like the weight of the sea itself, and you can feel your lungs start to panic a bit, but you hold your breath. And suddenly a voice like shifting currents fills your mind. It is neither whisper nor thunder, but something that moves through you, ancient and escapable. The heralds of the deep have stirred, and they whisper of you. A shimmer of starlight, a scent of the sea, of the sky. You carry the mark of another, a beast born of Idrelis, the wind-bound pretender. Do you think the depths will suffer the children of air to trespass? This domain is mine. My eyes are legion, my tendrils scrape the bones of drowned gods. Tell your master, the tides rise for no one. If the scion of the skies dares descend again, the sea will feed upon its wings. Even the brightest stars drown when the abyss opens its mouth. On shore, the rest of you have witnessed as the tide rolls in, and suddenly Seraphina and Glitterbell have been whooshed, like suddenly drop beneath the surface of the rising tide and be pulled out to sea. What do the rest of you do?
Ados will immediately cast Fly on himself and fly over the waters to see if he can spot her struggling or just see her in general.
Okay. Roll a investigation check.
Killian will run out into the water, just kind of panic searching, just kind of like digging through mud or the sand, whatever he can, in the direction that she was pulled.
Ula's gonna immediately just scream at the water. And then and then she's gonna after she kind of is like, oh, that's not gonna do anything. She's gonna follow Killian into and just trying to like dive under and look and jump in and try to find Seraphina.
Okay.
I think seeing Eidos fly off, Marway is going to send Eden with him to give guidance and kind of look through her eyes from above as well.
Okay. At the same time, Nomi rises from the sand where she was kneeling and speaking with her brother in low tones. She's witnessed this as well, and she is going to come running after all of you as well, and she's going to go ahead and cast water breathing on you all, especially seeing a few of you dive into the water. And she has that stocked, luckily, being a ranger. And at the same moment, Marway, you're also going to see Benji take off with her, following those of you who are diving beneath. In 1 minute, you see Benji himself diving down, and when he comes up for air, you see him turn into a... I have this written down somewhere. Hold on. You know what? He's actually just he's gonna go under with the air, water breathing for now. He's gonna hold on to his wild shape until he knows what he's dealing with. So everybody go ahead and roll initiative to give us an order of events here.
I don't know if y'all know this, but I'm not very good at swimming.
Oh, goat feet aren't good for
Seraphina
swimming?
has 8.
I am down to clown, but seeing the water, I got a 6. Marway's not too excited.
18.
11 for Killian.
Ados is in the same proverbial boat as Marway, got a 3.
Oh.
Yeah.
No one's trying to save me.
Benji got a nat 1.
Not
Oh
fast.
gosh, guys.
Not fast, at
Could be
least.
worse.
I'm trying to, but I've got these little hooves. They don't swim
Mhm.
good, and I've got noodle arms, so it's not like I can rely only on the arms.
John Paul, remind me if you remember, what was your investigation roll?
With guidance, 14.
14, okay. You can kind of follow, like, you can see where she disappeared under the water. The sand has, like, sort of, like, fluffed up into the water, so you can kind of see it's more sandy where she went down. But the water is, the Bay of Ilar is dark, constantly churning. The tide is now rolling in, so the water is very choppy and foamy and dark beneath, and it is getting darker outside, so you are not able to find where she is at this point, but you're welcome to kind of, you can tell sort of the direction she was pulled out to sea based on sort of that sand trail that she left sort of disturbed behind her. And I'm going to go ahead and open up our virtual tabletop. So whenever you guys are ready, go ahead and hop over there.
Whoa.
And Marway, I'll let you kind of place your companions.
Where's Eidos?
There are some funky looking things on this map.
I'm gonna put Eden next to
You
Eidos.
bet there. The thing I hate more than bugs is deep sea animals.
Mhm.
I have such a fear of open water. Like, you know how people have like claustrophobia? I'm like the opposite.
the
I
same thing.
hate big
Yeah.
open spaces. Oh,
Yep. Very much the same, friend.
this is a no bueno.
Yep. I wanted to creep everybody out, so I creeped myself out.
I know you got Robin a couple weeks ago. Now it's our
Yeah. I'm fine with this. Not so much the giant spiders.
Oh. At least this octopus looks really cute.
It is cute.
You really?
I'm a
Oh,
fan.
yeah. That. Hold on. Let me switch that out. That
Does
was
he
gonna
look?
be.
Does he look meaner?
Mhm.
No. That was gonna be Benji's wild
Oh.
shape, but he's saving that for a
Ah.
minute until he knows what he's dealing with here. So I'll pop Benji
Oh,
in there.
Marwy's
instead.
into it.
It's an
Marwa
More-
was immediately attracted to that octopus.
I was. I was like, oh wow, look at that cute octopus. Oh, that's Benji.
That's how
That
we know you guys
tracks.
were meant to be.
Obviously.
That's just adorable. Okay, 1 second. I wasn't ready to put in our initiative just yet. Let me manage our characters. And you all can make a game plan.
Is the game plan kill fish? I don't know. I don't know what's going on here.
I think I'd have my game plan, but I don't know if I want to tell Kara because she's gonna stop it.
Need earmuffs.
You can trust me.
You've convinced
Say
me.
it straight, please.
I mean, I feel like my game plan is the same thing it always is when people are like captured, and that's get Huthamar close and teleport them away.
It's worked so
Good plan.
far.
Yeah, so far it's done pretty good. I just,
Go ahead.
I worry about that amount of electricity while we're all underwater, though.
Mm, that's a good point.
I don't think D&D makes that much logical sense. If you want to shoot out
Excellent.
a direct ray of electricity, I'm not going to make it electrocute everybody in the water.
Hallelujah.
We're going to roll cool that. I will say, though, usually with underwater combat, I believe the rule is typically you get, like, disadvantage on all attacks or something along those lines. I think that makes for really boring combat. So instead, I'm going to just rule that you don't necessarily have disadvantage unless something else gives you disadvantage besides being underwater, unless you are using, like, a ranged weapon attack. Like, I don't want bows and arrows. That doesn't make a lot of sense to me if I'm going to bend the rules on everything else. Aim for more melee or magic attacks as opposed to, like, projectiles, like arrows or throwable objects, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise,
we all
yeah.
have half
disregard the
movement
rules. Yeah, unless you have a
because
swim
we don't have a
speed.
swim speed.
Yeah, yes, we are going to keep to that rule. Everybody's got half movement. Except probably all of the very obvious sea monsters that you're going to be facing. So what you're looking at here is you all swim under. Except for Eidos, you can say if you're going to dive under, you did feel this spell of, you all felt the spell of water breathing. It covers 10 beings, except for Seraphina, who was too far away when they cast it. So Seraphina, Drowning rules state that you have a number of rounds, like 1 plus whatever your constitution modifier is. I already did that math for you, so you don't have to panic. That just gives you 2 minutes of air as you hold your breath. So that gives the players 20 rounds to get close enough for you to be covered by their water breathing or something else. So you can hold your breath. However, I'm going to rule that 2 minutes is a long time to hold your breath for most people. Every time you take damage, I'm going to lessen that by 30 seconds.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yikes.
Yeah, I'm going to be mean about it. Okay, same with Glitterbell. Glitterbell has been dragged under with you. And specifically, what you're all going to see down here is this almost spider-like, squid-ish creature. These are all huge creatures. One of them has dragged Glitterbell away from Seraphina. Seraphina, you're still kind of caught in this riptide, pulling you down deeper. But it has not come after you. It has specifically gone after Glitterbell, and it has Glitterbell in a grapple and is pulling her away from you actively. The rest of you, we're going to say, are about 30 feet above at this point, and whatever distance you are away. I'm not going to try and do triangle math here, so we'll just say if you want to use parts of your movement, a dash action, whatever, to get down to their depth, and then we'll be playing on sort of like a level playing field, except Ados, who is flying. You can tell me if you're going to dive down, how you're going to get there. You would just be another, like, 10 feet above, so you're going to be, like, 40 feet vertically away, plus however far you are on the map here.
Got it.
Does that make sense to everybody? Any other questions for underwater combat before we dive in?
Literally.
I'm so funny.
Idos, you should make a sick performance dive to really just dive into the water for us.
Yeah, you need to do some, like, corkscrews and...
Yeah, some, like, acrobatics.
I was gonna do a beautiful swan dive, yeah.
Does
Streamlined,
was
basically.
Seraphina's
water breathing,
life is in danger, but the dives, you can never be too much.
does water
You must save
breathing,
in style.
does it allow us to talk underwater? Water breathing?
Not necessarily, no. So you'll have to figure out some other way to communicate. Yeah, so at the very top of the order, we have Bula.
Hey. So, I mean, swimming's not her best forte, but she gonna do it.
Hmm.
So first thing that she's gonna do is she's going to rage and pounce. So the pounce gets her up to half her movement in like a one jump. So that would be half and then halved again because of the water.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's gonna get her 10 feet extra. And then she's going to take the rest of her actual movement speed, which should be half, so another 20. So that gets her 30. How close is that going to get her?
That will get you, if you want to go like 30 straight down and then 10 forward, or we can go like, we could split the difference and go like 40 diagonally, essentially. So that would get you about here-ish, if we were going to say you're going down like diagonally straight at them.
Yeah. She's a pretty direct woman. She's just going to go at it.
Sure.
And she did also rage. Interesting. Okay.
And I'm clearing it is supposed to be like a storm of like bioluminescent algae, essentially, is what was happening before. I'm going to clear that just so you guys can see the map a little better.
Okay. And then that's it. That's really all I can do at this point.
All right. Next up, we're going to have Killian.
Do we see these other creatures here?
Yeah, so these are all things that are swimming, and they've all pretty much got their eyes directly on Glitterbell, but if they have to go through you, they appear like they will. And they are all kind of coming up out of these dark, dark trenches down deeper. So you can see them all coming up out of the darkness toward Glitterbell.
All right. Well, Killian is just gonna try to make a swimming beeline to Seraphina. So I'll use my action to dash. So it's like half movement speed. So it's like 30 feet, basically, is what I get.
Okay. Yep.
And so do I have to go like down a little bit if I was underwater, or is it kind of like straight at it?
You'll go, they're down. They're like 30 feet down and however many feet across. So you'll kind of have to go at a diagonal.
All right. So I'll
So
make
just
like
take like 10
15.
feet off of your 30. Yeah.
Okay.
Give yourself like 20 feet of
Okay.
direct movement on the map.
All right. So I kind of get a little bit closer over here. And I'll also cast, I'll do Shield of Faith on myself as a bonus action, and that's my turn.
All right. One of the creatures coming up out of the depths is going to go. This very dark, sort of black token looking one. You see like just rows of like, it's hard to call them teeth. They're just big arm-sized needles, rows of them in its mouth. That go like almost like as it opens its mouth coming toward you all, the teeth appear to go like all the way down its throat, its gullet. So just no mouth flesh, just needles inside. Big frilly gills. It almost would look like a very ugly sea bass in body type. It is like just a massive fish, but with all these crazy teeth. So it is going to come directly at Glitterbell, but on its way, it's going to go ahead and let me see what its movement is. How far can we get? Hey, these guys got swim speeds. Y'all are in trouble. Yeah, it's going to come straight at Seraphina, who just is kind of in the way. And it's kind of hungry. So Seraphina, go ahead. Does an 18 hit you?
Yes.
All right, that's one bite. Does a 25 hit you?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, that's its multi-bite attack, so let's do your damage here.
Okay.
You are going to take 12 piercing on the first one.
Okay.
And another 23 piercing on the second bite.
Okay.
Ooh.
And then I also take, is that a minute off of my breathing? So I have 1 minute left?
Yeah. Which
Okay.
is one, it's still 10 rounds of combat, so
Okay.
in game it's going to feel a lot less scary. But yes, you are down to a minute of air as you scream out as this like massive piranha-like creature is just swimming and like taking chunks out of you almost.
Oh
You
my
guys see
gosh.
Seraphina's blood and dress, like just strands of pink silk go floating away from her and bubbles rise as you guys watch this massive thing try and swallow her whole. But that's all it's going to do because it just wants to get to Glitterbell, really. And it's sort of defensively hanging out around, like sort of like swimming in circle 8s in front of Glitterbell and the scary-looking squid thing. And then, unfortunately, it's another creature's turn, but it's just going to use its dash movement to come in close as well. And it does not have as fast a swim speed. This thing is, I don't know if it's real, but it has like a shark-like body, human-like legs, and a 3-pronged beak like a squid. That's all I got for you as far as what the heck this thing is. I don't like it. I hope it doesn't exist in real life.
Yeah, that's enough.
The
for me.
male human legs are really bothering me. So it is
Not interested in anything you're selling here.
I was in a mood this week. Can you tell? I was feeling some type of way. Actually, it does have enough movement speed, so it's going to come in and it's going to strike at Nomi, our good friend here. And I'm going to double check if Nomi's spell is concentration. I don't think it is. No, it is not. So Nomi's good even if she takes hits. You guys are good if she takes hits. And your water breathing, just so you all know, lasts 24 hours. So no one has to panic and try and figure out what to do about that. Unless Nomi dies, in which case you're all in trouble. So it's going to go in and you see it with this beak and its like shark face head just start ramming into her and like beating her. And only one of its multi-attack hits her for only 13 damage. So that's how your girl's doing. Okay, next up we've got Seraphina.
Okay, so seeing that this is it this thing with the skinny legs that has Glitterbell grappled? Okay.
Yep, I'll
So
grab her on.
seeing that, Seraphina is going to target that for sleep. So it
Okay.
has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Probably get both of them, to be honest.
Okay.
That's a 12.
Oh, it is put to sleep. Can I do more than one?
I think it's like isn't like a sphere?
You're using 2024 rules,
Oh,
right?
it is a 5-foot radius sphere. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So since they're next to each other, I will do the one with the
That's both. Cool, let me roll it.
arm-sized needle or whichever.
That one makes me uncomfortable.
That one is 15 on the saving throw.
Ooh, that one's asleep too. Yay!
Oh,
What
nice.
do fish look like when they're sleeping?
Yeah, one
They
of
just
them,
float there.
the one that Bobby hates with the needle arms, its eyes just like go like dead white, like a dead fish. It's a little
Just
bit
roll
milky.
back.
Yeah, and the other one you can't like see that it has eyes, but it just kind of it's like normally like very stiff needle-like arm protrusion things, tentacles start to go like very wobbly, like they don't have bones
Okay.
or an
It's
exoskeleton.
just like string.
Yeah. Okay, let me give them that pictures. Everything's so little. Sleeping. And they will start to like drift down as opposed to going prone. And
Okay.
the one that's holding Glitterbell loses its grip on Glitterbell because of the sleep.
Okay, excellent. And then
So that was a good move.
for her movement, Seraphina's just gonna move close to Glitterbell and like be close to her to protect her.
Okay. Do they get to re-roll that saving throw at the end of each of their turns?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is Blue Squid Boy's turn.
Okay.
And that's only a 2 on the die.
It's still asleep. Yay.
Very nice. Good move. Very smart. Okay, Marway, that's you.
Oh, perfect. Okay. I think first, we're gonna get Huthamer onto the field. Boop. Right there. So I need Creepy Crawly over here next to Huthamer to make a dex saving throw for me, please.
Yep, that's the one I hate the most. Ooh, that was a 19 on the die for a dirty 20.
Perfect. So he's not going to take damage from Huthamer showing up, but I am going to run away, obviously, my 15 feet. And then we're going to have Huthamer, for my bonus action, we're going to have Huthamer attack with his lightning. Oh. Does a solid 7 hit?
So
Which
The lucky
one?
number. The Creepy Crawly next to Huthamer.
Yeah, no, that's not gonna hit.
I'm sure I missed it by that much.
By a hair, if anything.
Well, I've done all I can do, so.
You darn tried.
Oh no, I haven't. Oh no, because I used my action to summon. Yep, that's all I can do at this point.
All right, nice shot. Okay, Ados.
Okay, Ado's still flying while everybody else is diving. He's going to cast innate sorcery, kind of do like a Super Saiyan thing while floating. He's going to get a little beefier. It looks really cool. Electricity, sparks, all that. And then I'm going to kind of like Superman dive. I'm going to go like, I don't know, 40 feet in the direction I think Seraphina went before I hit the water. And that'll probably, I have 60 feet of flying. And I used a third of that. So would you say I used a third of my walking speed, maybe?
Yeah, is your walking speed
Okay.
like 30?
So I would have like 10 more feet underwater?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, cool. This seems like math to me.
Yeah.
And then, so do I have eyes on these fish boys?
Yeah, for sure.
But if I hit them, then they're gonna wake up, huh?
Potentially. But
They're
you also have
peaceful.
eyes on horrible man-leg shark and squiggly boy.
Yeah,
Man, shark has to go.
I don't think that he should be around like this planet. So seeing that Seraphina's got these dudes probably tucked in, going to spin around in the water and cast what makes sense? What makes sense? What makes sense? I'll do Mind Spike, a level 3. See what's up with that. So that'd be a Wisdom 17 DC.
All right, and you're doing that on man legs.
Man legs, please.
That was a nat 20.
Now 20 does beat that.
Does it do half damage?
It does do half damage.
Nice.
And that is going to be 48. I'm just going to roll 2d8. Call it good. So it takes 6 psychic damage.
Okay.
And that's all that happens to him. And that's my turn.
Okay. It is Squiggly Bug Boy's turn. It is going to come swimming past Huthamar and Eden. It's not quite gonna like leave their melee range though, and it is going to all of a sudden. And this thing is just like it's like a centipede, you know, the way their legs like sort of like look like they're doing the wave in order for them to walk. That's how it's all of its little body spines make it swim through the water, but it also has these like fleshy, twirly, like almost like boneless skin protrusions from its head, tentacle things. And where, I mean, maybe some sort of orifice would be on the front of it, a mouth-like orifice. It extrudes this cloud of ink. So I'm gonna need everyone in a 20-foot radius, which I'll measure out real fast. So that's gonna hit Bula, Killian, Nomi. I'll do it for the man legs. Huthamar, Eden, and Maraway, and Benji. So Eidos, you're just out of range. Seraphina, you're out of range. But everybody in that radius, thank you very much for putting that in there. Everybody in that purple zone is going to go ahead and give me a DC 17 Constitution saving throw, please.
Is Bula in there?
No, she is not. You are right. Bula, you're safe. You are just out of range.
Benji and Nomi will get a +4 to their con saves.
Okay, cool.
The Morrow gang is safe.
Ooh. I'm not. Got a 10.
Oh, no.
Benji is safe. Nomi is not. So Killian, you failed.
Yep. Also, prior to the fight, we had a long rest, right? I think.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's
Yeah,
not.
you hadn't been in encounters. You just
Well,
traveled.
2 days to get here, yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, and then Marway, what was your roll? You said your
Mine
whole gang
was
saved
an
including you.
18. Yeah, I had an 18. Eden had like a 22, and Huthamar had a 17.
Cool. Okay, so just Killian and Nomi failed. So Killian and Nomi, you are both gonna take. That is a whole lot of dice. So sorry. 58 poison damage.
Well, damn.
58.
That's a lot of
Okay, guys,
damage.
we gotta like help Nomi because she's the one that's letting us breathe underwater.
Yeah, she is still up, but not looking good. Ooh, she's looking real bad.
You said poison, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then, actually, let me see if she is resistant.
I'm just gonna
Okay.
go. I'm just gonna go ahead and lose the concentration on my shield fade because I don't. Also, got don't even know if natural 20 would save me on that.
Okay, yeah, she takes that full damage. Okay, and then let me see if the rest of you need to take half damage. I don't think so. Oh, you do. The rest of you take half damage, so the rest of you will take a number. What is that? 58. 34.
Nope.
I'm
No,
going
20.
to use a reaction to
24.
absorb elements to take half of that.
Okay.
But it's poison. It doesn't work against poison. Acid.
Does it not? Acid. Yes, it does.
Does it?
It doesn't. No, acid, cold, fire, lightning, thunder. What? Okay, guess we're not doing that. Just kidding. We'll take the 24.
So sorry, so sorry. The area
The
in purple is
one
also...
base element.
Yeah. The area in purple is also now heavily obscured for 1 minute until the current can kind of disperse the ink. Okay. Now we got Nomi and Benji at the bottom of the order. Nomi is going to just try and fight off man legs. She's just gonna whack it with a shillelagh. And she hits and she does a good chunk of damage. And she is going to... I'm trying to decide if I want her to take an opportunity attack and try and get away. Yeah, she's going for it.
Would the creature be at disadvantage?
Yes, because it cannot see her.
Did the creature take damage? Because that's a lot of damage.
It did. It did.
All right.
And it took the full damage. Okay, and it rolled a 7 and a 5 on that disadvantage, so it does not hit her as she swims away, and she's going to swim out of the poison ink. She didn't get too far. Okay. And then Benji is going to... Seraphina, how far are you from him? Let me see. Okay, you're only 35 feet away. He's gonna give you an air bubble. So with his one action, you have a globe around your head, as long as you're willing, of breathable air. And it will last
Consensual
until this
bubble.
spell ends. Yeah, it is it's a 24-hour spell. It's not concentration. So for 24 hours, you have an air bubble around your head. And because you have an air bubble and not just water breathing, you can speak. So you have verbal spellcasting and all of that kind of stuff available to you because you are in a little bubble of air.
Is it
You
like?
will-
Is it just for me? Like, can I squeeze like glitter bell in there?
Let me read. Let's see. I could, if you want me to, I could have Benji cast it at a higher level. I was going to use a 2nd level spell, but if you guys want, I can cast it up for Glitterbell to also be able to get one. I can cast it at 3rd level for a 2nd air bubble.
Yeah, I would prefer glitter bell to be breathing.
Sure. Yeah, you got it. Okay, and you guys can all see that Seraphina and Glitterbell go from in danger of drowning to at least breathing and able to speak. Okay. Bottom of the round, it's gonna be top of the round. Bula, back to you.
All right, so she's gonna go another. Wait, I'm gonna move just me and not everybody. I went the wrong way. Okay. Gosh, it gets really dark right here on the map, and I'm trying to see the squares.
It does, yeah, sorry. You need me to measure for you?
So- Yeah, there we go. She's gonna get all the way up here to this one. That's got Seraphina.
It is asleep and it has released them, but it's still close by. If it wakes up, they're in trouble, immediate trouble again.
Oh yeah, she's one of my protectees. She needs to be protected. So she's gonna go on ahead and let's see. We are in the water. You know what? Let's see how this great axe will slice through the waves and such. So, gonna chop up some sushi. That's going to be a 23 to hit.
That hits.
Heck yeah. Oh, nice. That's going to be 20 points of damage.
All right.
Okay.
That's
And then,
chunky for him. Nice.
yes, so she slices it through the waves and gets a really good hit and kind of looks at it and goes, that worked. So then she's going to do it again. Maybe. That's going to be an 18.
That hits.
Nice. $14 points of damage.
14. Okay. Very good.
Okay.
That's pretty
and
effective on this guy.
then-
You look like you did a good amount of damage to it.
Am I chopping chunks off? These look like chum.
You're chopping chunks. Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. She's in the water and she's just loving that this is effective because she was afraid it wouldn't be. So she's just kind of giggling as well. But it's like a manic. So.
I love that. Okay.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, anything else for you?
I don't think so. Nope.
Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, next up it is Killian.
All right. Killian is going to swim, try to get out of this smoke poison, whatever it might be. So he's just gonna get kind of just out right over here. He ate us over there. Did the poison, like, was it just like I don't know, like an inhaled damage, or does it actually cause like physical damage?
You can feel it like it almost like felt like it like opened your pores in your skin, and like the salt water started like stinging these like little micro wounds that it caused.
I'm just like red. I'm just like,
Yeah. It's like a jellyfish sting almost.
yeah. So Ados, you just see Killian like just trying his best to swim out of this fog that's underwater. And he comes out looking like a tomato. And he's gonna turn around and draw his saber, and he's gonna attack this hammer shark thingy. He'll activate Sacred Weapon, so the weapon emits bright light in 20 feet around him, and then dim light in another 20. And he's gonna go ahead and attack this thing.
Cool, go for it.
Does 17 hit?
Let me find it. Yeah.
All right, awesome.
Things are big with no armor. They're not the hardest to hit.
All right, so this is gonna be nice 12 radiant damage.
Very good.
And I'm gonna attack again, and because my weapon has the Vex property, I get advantage on this attack. Oh, natural 20. Hell yeah!
Heck yeah. Let's give it the full damage die, and then roll a second and add them up.
And we gonna be a smiting on this one. So, and I'm gonna make it a 3rd level smite. So there's gonna be 8d8 added to this on top of this damage here. So it's
Heck
gonna
yeah.
be a little bit of a sad attack roll. That's just gonna be 13 radiant damage, and then
I will tell you, it looks like that radiant damage is specifically doing more damage than you would expect.
all right, so 14, 15, 28, and then 8, 34, 35, 45 radiant damage total.
Okay. It looks messed up. Like you chopped off one of those weird leg appendages fully, and it is like gushing dark blood out into the water.
Beautiful. And that will be everything for Killian.
All right, nice round. Next up, it is the large blue scary squid thing. Did I roll for it to wake up when Bula attacked it? I don't think I did.
I don't think
And
so.
sleep will, I
Yeah.
do have to re-roll if it gets damaged, right, Seraphina? With the sleep spell?
I think it ends.
It totally wakes up if it takes damage?
Yeah.
Okay, let me wake it up then, and it will take its turn. Okay, but it had started to float down, so it is slightly lower than you guys, but it is able to swim right back up, and it's gonna go in to attack Glitterbell again. So I need, if you have Glitterbell's little character sheet handy, I need to do a contested strength save, please. Or you can do
have it
dexterity,
handy.
just for Glitterbell to be able to avoid getting in its grasp.
She's
be
gonna do
rolling for
dexterity.
Go for it. And I rolled a 14 on my attack.
Is it a saving roll?
Yeah, you're gonna do a dex saving throw.
Glitterball got a natural 20. It's 22.
Hey! I love that for her.
Heck yeah.
Oh.
He's so good.
Okay, so Glitterbell is able to slither in between this thing's fingery projections, and it is going to use its multi-attack, though, just to attack Bula, who's been taking swipes at it.
Looking at me.
Yeah, and it's just going to, one of these like long leg things, it just like tries to stab you through the heart with it. So that's going to be a 21 to hit.
Yes.
Yeah, for 22 piercing damage. Plus,
Okay. So piercing
11
is
cold
one of the
damage.
things. 11 what?
cold damage as well. As you feel
No, no.
injected with.
What was that again?
You have 23 piercing damage and 11 cold damage.
Cold. Okay, I thought you
Cold.
were saying pole. I was like, I'm
not a
not
thing.
familiar with pole damage, you guys.
What is that kind of damage?
Okay, well,
Good
piercing
question.
I only take half because I'm raging, and that's one of the things that's halved. So
Mhm.
that'll
So
be
you
what,
take 11. 11 and 11. Yep. Okay.
Okay,
That is it.
Now,
Go ahead.
as it pierces through me, and I guess pulls its spine back out.
Uh-huh.
There's this concussive wave that comes off of Bula, and in retaliation, it's gonna take 1d6 force damage.
Very nice.
2 points.
2.
2.
10
She
4.
said,
Got
I
it.
didn't like that.
Oh, I just realized I was attacking with the wrong monster. Anyway. Hold on. Let me see. This is supposed to be Big Billy Bass's turn, and I was attacking with the squid guy, so hold that thought. Ah.
Big Billy Bat.
Let me just see if it wakes up. Okay, it does not wake up. So actually take that 22 points of damage right back. Put it back in your inventory. So sorry, that's on me.
More math
I
for
should
you,
have woken
Robin.
up the squiddy guy in the first place, but the sleeping bass, Big Bob Billy Bass, does not wake up, and we move on to Mr. Manlegs and Killian.
Mm-mm.
Sounds like a sitcom.
It sure does.
I was just thinking that.
It's like a buddy roommate sitcom. Oh, you.
Yeah, just chopped off your leg. Oh well.
Oh, well. Studio laughter. Okay, hilariously, it's gonna attack you. Because it's like a silly guy. The first one is a 15 to hit.
That does not hit.
Okay. The next one is a 24 to hit.
Ooh, 24 will hit.
How's Killian doing right now?
He's not good.
Not great. Okay. Well, lucky for you, that was only a 2 on the damage die.
Ooh.
And so that is only 7 piercing damage for this one, as it takes a bite at you.
Still good. Still buddies.
Aw, heck. Okay, Seraphina, you're up.
Okay, Seraphina is going to target the daddy long legs kind of guy.
Okay.
And she's going to cast Eldritch Blast.
Alrighty.
26 hit.
Uh-huh. It does.
It's gonna take 11 damage, and then I think they're okay. She can do 2 beams, so I'm gonna do one more. Does 24 hit?
Uh-huh.
Okay, the second one is 7 damage.
Very cool. Okay. It's starting to look chewed up.
That's her turn.
Blasting off its pincher legs. Okay, now it's Squiddy Boy's turn, and it's still gonna go for Yabula.
Okay.
Okay, first one, 24 to hit.
Yeah.
Yep. That is gonna be, this time around, 29 piercing, which you can half for 14.
Okay.
Plus our cold damage.
Not pole damage.
Not pole damage, cold. 13 points of cold damage.
Gross.
As
I
it
like the
stands.
other rolls better. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
this time, concussive
You're gonna
force
do that damage
wave
check.
comes out through. But if you get to reroll, I get to reroll.
Absolutely, go for it.
Oh, 3. I got an extra 1.
Getting up there.
It's not 0. Okay, Marway, that's you.
Alrighty. So that was 24 damage we took. It's time for the half. Is that correct?
Yes. I do believe, yeah.
Okay, Eden's down. So Eden is going to dissipate.
Bye, buddy.
Yeah, sorry about it. Huthamer, though, is still ready to go. So we're going to have Huthamer come here. And I'm going to do my little doggy paddle right here. And have Huthamer teleport myself and Benji and himself 15 feet away from this millipede, creepy thing.
Thousand legs,
Yeah, I don't like it.
The
So I'm
problem
gonna
with
need a
these
dex
monsters
saving
is too many
throw,
of them
please.
have legs. See, things don't need legs.
Too many. You don't need that many.
You don't.
So I do
Okay.
need a dex save, please.
Yes. That was an @1 on the die.
Excellent. That's gonna. It's gonna be 11 thunder damage. And if you could throw Benji over with us also.
Yes. Yep, absolutely.
Thank you. And then for my action, Marway's tattoos are gonna start glowing red and almost like boiling the water around him. And I think with a very bright, brilliant light, we're gonna summon Hearth. That's Bula. I don't know why it summoned an extra Bula.
Hey, y'all.
Send her in.
It keeps doing it.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can fix
Keep
it.
making more of those. Keep making more of those.
Don't worry, guys. I'm having a
Fill the
really
ocean
cool
with giant
cinematic
Bulas.
moment.
Okay, let's see what this does.
Can't have too many Bulas.
You're manifesting right now.
Brilliant when you see a giant
See?
Bula.
The thumbnail is Hearth, but as soon as we drag it onto the map,
That's
it's
so
not.
weird.
Let me see if I can make our original Hearth bigger. Give me 1 second to.
So-
Yeah.
The giant
hold on, I can do
burning
that.
Bula.
I love it.
I love it so much. Fill the sea with
Oh
giant
my
Bulas.
gosh. Yeah.
There we go. Okay, hold on. Token appearance. He's gonna be so much bigger now.
As you can see, tech is our strong suit.
Oh yeah.
We're really good at technology.
Okay, let's try this boy. Oh, why is he dead?
Oh my gosh.
Listen, she's
There you
just
go.
having the worst time being summoned right now. Yeah, and it's gonna be Hearth, but she is a large phoenix. All of her feathers still autumn leaves as the water is literally boiling around where she is.
So cool, so cool.
Yes. And we're gonna start doing some damage because I'm not a fan of what is happening in this moment.
Too many legs.
Way too many. I don't like it. Does a 17 hit?
Yeah.
Yay. For 17 fire damage, please, for the first attack.
Very nice.
And for our second... does a 16 hit? One less.
Yes, just hits.
Excellent. For 11 fire damage, please.
Heck yeah. Okay, we love to see it. Anything else for your turn?
That's it.
All right. Eidos Nawat.
Can I use spells with verbal components underwater?
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
In that case,
You can to yourself.
I'm gonna. Oh, don't do this. Don't do this. Not right now. I'm gonna swim over here, all casual.
Ooh.
And
Perfect
yeah, that was-
breaststroke.
Oh, it's graceful. I took a whole semester of swimming classes.
Of course you did.
Performative, of course, not functional.
Those private
going
schools
to-
have everything.
You really can. If you have the money, you can get whatever you want. And then what I want is lightning bolt at 5th level. Since I'm gonna try to get both these boys in the line.
Absolutely, as is your right.
Too many
they have
legs.
Too many fucking legs. Do they have any dex saves?
They do. It's a Dex 17.
Okay. We'll start with human leg man.
Human leg man.
Human leg man.
That human leg shark is the most disturbing thing I think I've seen you bring to this table. I'm
Uh,
strongly not a fan.
Thank you. I googled horrible underwater creatures.
you found them.
Your search was correct.
Being a
Oh,
DM is
did-
so much fun.
Did you mean
Okay.
underwater leg man?
I did. Thanks, ChatGPT. You did it again. Okay. So the horrible leg man only got an 11, and the too many legs boy is gonna get a 16.
Meets a pizza. All right. Let's find out what the number is. So that's a 6, 9, 15, and 21, and 24, 29, 33, 38, and 44 points of lightning damage. That's the full.
Okay, man legs is on death's door, and the other one takes half damage, right?
Correct.
Okay, that one's taking some chunks, but man legs is not looking good. I feel like you knocked part of its beak off.
Yeah.
It's like just like blackened, like a really good like seared mahi mahi.
There can only
Okay.
be one pair of pale legs in this ocean. They're mine.
Yeah. I'm going home.
I think that's all I have time for. That's my turn.
Okay, wonderful. Nicely done. Okay. I'm gonna roll to see if something recharges for too many legs. It does not. So we're gonna go with something normal. It is going to spew a like blast of highly pressured water at Hearth. And that's a 19 to
Okay.
hit, Bobby, for Hearth.
Yes.
Alrighty. Hearth takes 10 bludgeoning damage plus 9 cold damage, not to be confused with pole damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then we're gonna do Nomi and Benji again. I'll ask you guys. I'm just gonna try and have them keep doing damage unless you want them to be doing anything. If you want to sort of gesture to them to do anything in specific, is there anything you want me to do with these two in particular, or just keep hammering?
Keep kicking ass.
Yeah, they
Okay,
can
cool.
probably go after the one with Hearth. They're next to it.
Sure, yeah. All right, Nomi is going to go at it with a... She'll throw a hunter's mark on there. And then she's going to swim over and give it a kick. And she hits it. Rolls the max damage on the die, plus she's going to get some extra force damage, so she took another pretty good chunk out of it. And then you guys see Benji is going to... He's going to go ahead and wild shape into that cute little giant octopus we like so much.
I love it.
I have to find where I put it. There he is.
It's another
Okay,
giant hula.
Yeah.
Okay, that way he has a nice high swim speed, and he's got some extra HP stacked on top of him. So he's gonna swim on over to the same one Nomi's going for and do a couple tentacle attacks. Okay, he does another solid bit of damage to this thing. It's starting to look pretty rough. And back around to Bula.
All right. So, Mr. Pole damage over here.
Mhm.
She did not like that. That feeling, that freezing feeling. She's
Yeah,
like,
that's fair.
oh, heck no. That was gross. And she swings her axe again. 24 to hit.
Yeah, that is.
Okay.
Make some sushi.
20 points of damage.
Nice.
Now,
You guys are rolling big today.
my axe has, where is it? Cleave. Is that other guy within 5 feet of me, or is he farther than that?
You can swim a little bit closer in between them. You can go like right there and hit both.
Okay, because I had not moved yet. So, that means that I hit the first one, so I can make an extra attack on a second creature within 5 feet. But it doesn't get my ability modifier, it just gets whatever damage.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know that I hit it.
Oh, but I should warn you, that one is asleep, and if you hit it, it will wake up.
Well,
I should give you that warning. It is currently just floating slowly down toward the depths of the trench. I mean, it's up to you. If you want to go for it, but it will wake it up.
farts and frog nuts. I think I'm gonna leave it alone for a minute.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to do instead?
There's nobody else close, so I can't use the cleave, but I do have another attack action on old pole dancing thing over here.
Yep, I'm with you.
Okay.
Go for it.
We do it. That's gonna be a 23 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. Nice.
My dice are playing nice today.
Yeah, they are. Give those boys a kiss.
Why'd you have to say something? Now they're gonna get stage
I know.
fright.
I
Now they're
jinxed
gonna
it.
get lazy.
All right, that's gonna be 19 points of damage.
Nice. You guys are rolling well. Okay, it's looking pretty chunked up. You got a lot of sashimi floating in the water near you.
She kind of
Okay,
like
Killian.
in the water, kind of like sniffs, like
Mhm.
it's an interesting flavor. We could do something with that.
All right, Killian is hopefully gonna finish this thing off. And he still gets the Vex advantage against this thing, because I'm just slashing at it. So that's gonna be 26 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
All right. This first attack, that's gonna be 10 radiant damage.
That is all it takes.
Nice.
This thing gets. How do you want to do this? How do you want to kill it?
Killian wants to like take the saber and like swim and like kind of cut across this thing's wherever its neck is. Just kind of like a.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like weirdly between and in front of the legs. Human. You slash its throat open and you can feel where its esophagus is, and it goes belly up, floats down with its human legs streaming above it as it dies.
Down into the abyss where you belong.
Yeah. It bumps off the edge of this shipwreck beneath you and floats down into the depths.
All right, and then with the remainder of my turn and movement speed, I'm gonna head over closer to, I think I'm right there, Bula and Seraphina. And while I am picking my way over there, I'm gonna use bonus action lay on hands to heal myself up. I'm gonna heal 30 hit points. And that's
Very good.
it.
That's a wise move. Okay, it is Billy Big Mouth Bass's turn. I'm gonna roll to see if it wakes up. Ooh, it's not rolling well. That was only a 4 on the die for a, what was that, wisdom?
Yeah, wisdom.
So that's only a 6.
Yeah, he's still
So
asleep.
he's asleep, and he's now sort of drifted down 10 feet beneath you both as he sort of slowly sinks down into the trench in his sleep. Seraphina, that's your turn.
Okay, Seraphina is going to target this one. She's gonna use Eldritch Blast, and she's like aiming for his skinny little legs. The first one is 26 to hit.
Mm-hmm. That hits.
And the second one is 15 to hit.
Still hits.
Okay, so for damage for the first one is 9. Oh, damage for the second one is 5.
Very cool. Yeah, it's looking bad. It is well bloodied. However, it isn't anything else for you.
That's the end of Seraphina's turn.
Okay, is there anything Glitterbell wants to do?
No, Seraphina's just gonna kind of like get close and like hold on to her,
Yeah.
so she
Okay.
doesn't get too far away.
Yeah. All right, it is. Let me see if something recharges for it. No luck. Okay. It's going to try and grapple Glitterbell again. So I need Glitterbell to roll either a dex save or a strength save to try and get out of its tentacles, contested with this thing's strength.
She's gonna do Dex again.
Go for it. And you're trying to beat a 12.
She's got a 10.
All right, Glitterbell is restrained back in its horrible spiky tentacles, and it is actually going to take your opportunity attacks as it tries to swim down and away with her. So you
Okay.
and Bula both get opportunity attacks on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seraphina is gonna do Eldritch Blast again. Can I do 2 as like a normal?
Let me look at your character sheet. I don't remember off the top of my head if that's 1 action for 2. I think probably you can do both.
I think.
Yeah, 1 action, 2
think
beams. I'll allow it.
Okay. I'm gonna do. Okay, so I'm gonna roll 2 attacks again on it. So it's 20 to hit,
That'll hit.
and then 13 to hit.
That just hits.
Okay. The first damage is 6. Second is 7.
All right. Bula, if you make this, you'll probably kill it. You can handle this hit.
No pressure.
No pressure.
No pressure, right?
No
And
pressure.
she makes my dice, so. Oh no!
Oh no!
I jinxed
It's a
you.
14.
What?
A 14 does hit. 13 is its AC.
Thank you. 19 points of damage.
Oh, overkill. How do you want to do it between the two of you?
Nice.
Yes. So she is seeing Seraphina just like blast chunks of it off, and she's like, nah. If we're gonna get it good, and you gotta get the scales off, and you gotta get the insides where the good stuff is, and she takes her axe and just absolutely like straight down the center, just it's great.
Badass,
Like-
horrible. I want it to be known that Seraphina actually heard you going.
She doesn't care. She was getting her point across. She's just like pointing a gesture. Oh, jeez Louise.
Wonderful move. Okay. All right, Maraway.
All right. So first thing we're going to do is make our way right here and go ahead and give Nomi a level 1 Cure Wounds.
Very nice. Smart.
Give me 16 points of healing. We're gonna scoot Huthamer back a little bit, and we're gonna start just our barrage of attacks from Hearth and Huthamer. 18 hit. We had an 18 and a 19.
Yeah, 18 hits.
All right. So and that was for Hearth and Huthamer. So
Yeah,
Hearth had
yep.
the 19.
Yep, they both hit.
So it's gonna be 10 electric and 12 fire. And then let me get Hearth's second attack. 16. Was that one a yes?
Just hits. Yeah. It's yes.
Ooh. It's gonna be 18 fire.
Very nice. That fire damage looks like it's hurting it more than a typical fire attack would. This thing seems pretty susceptible to being burned. Boiled,
Perfect.
really. It smells like
Pre-cooking.
yeah, smells like a shrimp boil.
Seafood boil? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else from our way?
That's it.
Gang? All right, Eidos.
It just doesn't want to be the one to wake that other one up. So I'll just hit this centipede boy with a what's it called? I just had it and then lost it. It's the most basic ass. Oh, chromatic orb.
Cool.
And will a 26 hit?
Yup.
Let's go. All right, 68. Yikes spikes. All right. 7, 9, 14. No, I refuse. I'll use my reroll juice to reroll those double 1. 8 more. All right. Oh god, what did I say? I think that was 22 points of damage.
How do you want to do this?
Ooh. I'd like to think that he's facing the sexy octopus and Hoofmere and get the gang, and I just want to send a chromatic orb right up the lower 49 here, just and just kind of cause maybe a chain reaction explosion, like one of those underwater, like
Nice.
towards that.
Very cool. I love that. Little seismic booms. Just go.
Yeah, that's the one.
Very cool. Okay, yeah, and you blast this thing, and its insides come like bursting out from its exoskeleton, and it also goes belly up and floats down to the ship beneath. At this point, you have one sleeping, floating down toward the trench, but Maraway, you catch Octo Benji's eye, and with his like tentacle, you can see it like looking up, and a tentacle like points up to the surface. Roll a perception check for me.
I am far too distracted looking into his gorgeous octo eye with my 9.
You've never seen octopus with like
I'm
beautiful
just-
lashes. Yeah, you won't look. Okay, let's go back around the order then.
Sorry, guys.
Lula,
Anyway.
Lula, go ahead and roll your perception check as you see this happening. Because I think you would
rolling a
immediately
perception
check on
check?
Marway. Yeah, go ahead. It's your turn.
I'm not the most perceptive person ever. At
It's
all.
not going to take a whole lot.
Well, that's altogether a 10.
Okay, that's all you needed. A 10 was the DC. You follow this pointing tentacle where it's pointing toward, and maybe 50 feet out, breaking the like surface waves, you see the very like shallow hull of a long ship, cresting through the water, coming toward you all. The wooden bottom of a ship, basically, floating on the surface.
Okay. She's gonna try to get somebody else's attention. Seraphina, Eidos, Killian. Maraway has heart eyes for the octopus, so she's not even gonna try that. She's just kind of like flailing in the water, like.
You can
And then
try and
she's
like point out the ship
pointing.
to them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
she's
easily enough
pointing.
done. Yeah, the rest of you, and I think Nomi eventually like fully turns Maraway's head to look up and see what everybody's pointing at. And you can point out that this ship is coming in closer to you all on the surface, just sort of cutting through the waves.
So then she gets
Okay.
everybody's attention. She points at the boat, and then she's just like, "Huh? Huh?" Is it good or bad? So I think at that point, she's literally not gonna make a move. She's just gonna sit there and like
Wait and see what everybody
point
else does.
up and like look at everybody else like just over and over again. Like,
An idle
what are
animation.
we doing? What are we doing?
Killian, you're next in the initiative order. Do you want to make a decision here? You guys can keep fighting, or you can try and surface.
Killian will look over to Bula and like point at Seraphina, like, and Killian will start swimming up.
Okay.
Okay.
Seraphina, are you gonna listen? You gonna follow? Bula, you want to?
Yes, but she knows also that Maraway does not swim well with his little non-flipper hooves. So, like, is Octo Benji gonna help out, or?
Yeah, I think Benji seeing Killian start swimming up. Seraphina, do you follow Killian? Start
Yeah,
swimming up with
Seraphina's
Bula?
gonna grab Glitterbell and start following Killian.
Yeah, I think Benji Puss was also looking to you all for guidance, and you can see him swim over and in two of his tentacles wrap around Marway and Nomi
Ooh.
and start jellyfishing his way up to the surface pretty quickly.
Okay. Well, in that case, yes. She's gonna go ahead and start swimming as well.
Okay. Eidos, will you follow?
I will follow.
Okay. Then we are going to end combat there as you all surface in this very, very rough ocean. It's hard to it's like the waves break so far out from shore that even here, it's not like you can just like stay floating on top of nice rounded waves. You're having waves like crash over. You're having to take a breath, try and like push yourselves up over the crusting waves. Big, large whitecaps happening out here in the bay. And a pretty significant rainstorm is sort of rolling constantly overhead above the bay further out. And we're going to take a very quick break as you all catch your breath in the air and look toward an oncoming ship. So we'll come back in about 15-ish minutes. So come back at 9:45 Eastern, 8:45 Central. We'll be back for part 2 of this session. Stick around. It's going to get silly. I promise no more sharks with man legs. Welcome back, cats and kittens. Before we took our little break here halfway through, the Knights of D20 were having an undersea battle with some various horrible sea monster things of varying terribleness. After said things swept Seraphina and Glitterbell down into the depths, the party charged in after them to help bring them back to the surface. And you've all just surfaced, trying to keep your heads above the very, very, very rough bay waters. You find that this sort of riptide had somehow like pulled you all out like some 200 feet away from the shore. You are out in the open water. But coming in toward you from about 40 feet away now is a large... everybody roll a perception check before I tell you what we're gonna look at.
Hot dog.
Oh,
16.
Let's go.
And that 20,
Oh.
16.
25.
Nice.
Ooh, 14.
14.
Is it a luxury yacht?
Oh yes, let's manifest this together.
It has a pool on the deck as if it's not already in water.
Yes.
Eidos, what was yours?
No.
19. Okay. Yeah, so let's see. Eidos and Bula. Bula, I feel like you've gotten to know ships a little bit in your travels. Eidos, same with you. Eidos, you would recognize this is certainly not like a luxury sailing yacht. What you two would both recognize, this is a type of ship called a sloop, which is a very funny name for a ship, but not a very funny ship. They are a smaller sailing ship. They are quite popular among pirates, weirdly enough, because they have very shallow holes. They don't go deep into the water, so they can skirt over like very shallow waters. And this ship that's coming toward you, it appears to have like spaces in the side that you can kind of see as the front curves to a point where oars can be deployed if there's not enough wind, but it also has a very large triangular mainsail and a foresail on the same mast, though. So it really just has this one tall mast in the center. And Bula, what you would notice with that Nat 20, this ship doesn't appear to be fully completed. It looks new, like new. The wood all appears unmarred, unbleached by the sun, very, very freshly oiled. It is obviously sailing just fine. This is a very, very, very difficult bay to sail in. This is a good kind of ship to be in this bay, this very rocky bay. But it appears to be, relatively seaworthy, but certainly was launched before construction was fully completed. It appears to be sitting up, even though it has a very shallow hull, it's sitting up quite high in the water, so it doesn't appear to be carrying very much weight either. That's everything that you would be able to recognize with that roll. And also with your Nat 20, as it pulls in closer, you see up in the crow's nest, a spyglass on his eye, a large black half dragon. The ship flies no flag.
Okay. Are we above? So we're above water now, right?
You guys are treading water. Yeah, you are heads
Okay.
above water.
So as she's treading water and notices, yeah. So she's just gonna kind of look at everyone else and just be like, "Hey, it's woohoo!" And the stuff, the boat's not finished. As she's treading water.
I think Bulo's seasick.
Killian's gonna wave his still glowing saber that's emitting bright light, just kind of like waving it in the ocean here as a little beacon.
Yeah.
As he
You
does
can
that,
see-
we're gonna have Hearth fly up higher because it's just big beacon
Like
of
a beacon.
fire.
Perfect. Yeah. You've got like a landing, like at the airport, Killian waving the plane, and below, Hearth above, working as a little flare. And you see where it was heading toward you specifically because it was heading toward shore, specifically like gonna dock somewhere along shore. You presume, but it does turn a bit as it sees you all and makes a beeline for you very quickly. You see a couple oars come out from the holes and start to move it a little bit faster even, so that it can cut through these significant waves, and it's rocking hard, but you guys can see as it gets closer, sure enough, Varmox the Severed the Third has like a whole bunch of rigging and ropes like wrapped around his forearm and bicep as he's like holding on. He's like half hanging out of this crow's nest that is not finished. It has no railings. It is just a square platform, like 50 feet in the air up off the deck, and he's basically just like hanging out almost sideways and like directing a skeleton crew of maybe like 10 to 12 people as they all pull the ship in near you all and launch a small like dinghy boat to pull you up.
So the whole
Will you
time
like to
Bula's
board?
Like, Bula's like trying to like, obviously she's soaking wet. They're in the water, and she's like trying to slick down her crazy like curls that are plastered everywhere, and then she's remembers that her axe is in her hand, and it's not clean and shiny, and she's trying to rub her axe off and trying to clean it up real quick so it's nice and shiny, and just all the things.
As Seraphina sees this, she's gonna cast Prestidigitation on Bula to dry her off a little, as much as she can as we're still in the water, and clean off her axe.
She's just like, oh, okay.
I feel like you give her like perfect, cute little like curled edges like laid down on her face. You know what I mean? Like framing your little face all cute.
Yeah, they're laid down
curly
edges.
cues. Yeah.
And she tries to get in the dinghy as gracefully as possible, which is to say that she flops ass over tea kettle into this thing with limbs flying.
Akimbo.
It
Absolutely.
is not graceful in any shape, form, or fashion.
Bula, roll a dexterity check for me.
Oh yeah, that's a 10.
Okay, you notice too late that Varmox has pulled out a, like, what is the cup with, like, the lid, the mugs with the little
Stein?
lid that opens and closes?
Like a stein?
A stein, yeah. He pulls out a stein and tosses it down to you as you, like, try and get your bearings on this dinghy. But, like, you try and catch it, and it just glances off your hands and spills into the ocean. You guys see this stein sink.
Hope that wasn't important. And
Was an old family heirloom.
Oh my
Fine,
god.
I've never needed it. I'm kidding.
okay.
Get aboard this ship. It's yours. We have to make wind.
She's still like half trying to like see if she can grab it, but like, no, gotta get was
Sounds so
okay.
fast.
Can we still see this? Can Seraphina see the stein?
Yeah,
Oh,
you guys are watching this
okay.
all happen.
Seraphina's gonna cast Levitate on the stein.
Alright, you levitate it back up out of the water at the last possible second and into Bula's hand. It appears the lid like pressured itself closed, so it doesn't seem to have spilled out into the seawater. It feels full still.
So now she's trying to get from the dinghy, which is, doing this, into the boat, which is also doing this, with one hand on the stein, while she tries to not spill that either.
Yeah, a crew member is just like, oh, don't worry, dear. You could just wait down there. We'll pull you up. We'll bring in the dinghy whenever everybody gets on board. Are you all coming up?
It'll still scramble on board.
And Killian will make sure everyone gets on. He'll help them get up, like Benji, Nomi, Seraphina, Marway. Just help everyone before he gets on himself.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Seraphina just like
Easily
sticks
enough
her
done.
arms up to
Uppies.
hold up. Yeah.
Okay. You all manage with each other's help to climb aboard, and a couple crew members pull the dinghy back up to the surface of the deck. And this is just like one large flat deck with the one mast and the crow's nest part way up. But you can see it the deck curves at both ends and has sort of like a 45-degree angled door to get to like the lower sort of sleeping quarters and storage compartments. Otherwise, this is a very uniquely crafted ship. It's almost like a crescent moon in shape, a very elongated crescent moon. It's maybe like 60 feet from end to end and a good 15 feet wide. Perfect for very fast travel again, across either open sea or upriver or across a lake. It's quite versatile. And as you all climb aboard, you see Barmox comes climbing down the rope ladder from the crow's nest. Anything anybody wants to do before he gets down to the bottom? Or explore?
I would like to cast. Where is it? What is it called? I can't find it for enhance ability on
Okay.
Bula to give her some bonuses to charisma.
She suddenly feels just like a little bit more confident, and she's like, I'd grill your cheese.
What?
That's what you say? Roll persuasion with advantage.
With advantage.
Yeah.
Enhance
looking
ability
at that.
unleashed her inner monologue.
Oh, I've made a mistake, y'all.
She's too powerful.
So much. And grill
Okay.
your cheese.
Oh, my persuasion is a -1.
Oh no.
Oh, good.
Okay, you said with
Oh,
advantage.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Okay, so the best one was a 7.
So it is. It is. weird.
Varmox, as usual, looks bemused and confused at everything you say, but he likes it. He says, I don't know what a grilled cheese is, but it's good to see you, Bula.
She's just like, oh my gosh. Just like kind of tries to sneak away.
Varmox, what are you doing out here? How did you even know
He
where
comes
we
over
were?
and gives you a big old clawed handshake. Well, we enlisted the help of, a certain seer and got word of where you were heading and where you'd been. And you see from the trapdoor at the far end, a Yurika Fellshade, one Yurika Fellshade / Dark Down. A dark Yurika, if you will, with her eyes ever bigger, ever closer together every time you see her. Her skin a little bit grayer, her hair a little bit thinner. Just a little bit less Yurika and a little bit more Dark Down. Comes up from below decks and comes rushing over to give Seraphina a hug.
Yurika's so good
Gives
to see
Glitterbell
you.
Gives Glitterbell some big scale scratches with her long fingernails, well-kept, well-groomed, but long fingernails. Gives Glitterbell a bunch of scritches. And she says, I was watching. I can see if I embrace myself. Sorry. It's hard for me to maintain composure sometimes, but yes, I was watching and knew you were all heading for the trouble that found us, dark down, dark in Nerdistan. She says, Varmox, can you explain? And she like takes a big old swig of alcohol. Varmox says, well, Nerdistan and Rendril at her whole are in a bit of a pickle since you left. It would seem that the trouble with the doppelganger has not ended by any means, and she has a small fleet of cultists at her back, trying to approach the river deltas, both in Nerdistan and in Ozaled, from two fronts. So the Navy is split. We had barely recovered by the time they attacked 2 weeks ago, and we had just enough time to get this ship launched and get out of the delta before they blockaded us in, essentially. So we came to retrieve you so we can do something about that.
The cultists must be going after the seals of that Leviathan that they had planned to unleash before. It's the only thing I can
Seraphina,
think of.
After what you've experienced in the last hour, 20 minutes, not even, why don't you go ahead and roll, well, first of all, do you, as Melanie, recall what was said to you under the water? And the importance of it?
I recall that the Leviathan was very mad at, is it Hydralis? Is that how you say it?
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
There's some beef going on, and this Leviathan has a lot of eyes and a lot of tentacles. That was my takeaway.
Sure, absolutely. Okay. Go ahead and roll a yeah. Go ahead and roll a history check for me.
$23.
Okay, yeah. So whether you want to, I'll let you decide whether you want to kind of reveal this to your group or not, but this Leviathan immediately sparked in your mind what this cult is about. And these events are not unrelated.
Okay. I will tell the group about the description of like the vision that I had of the Leviathan, but I will keep the details of Hydralis to myself.
Okay. Is anybody going to try and pry? Do I need her to roll a deception check, or are you all going to take her at her word?
She has no reason to lie to us.
That's true.
I'm gonna pry. I'm curious.
Go for it. And you don't necessarily have to pry outright, but you may roll a deception check, Melanie.
Okay. I will roll a deception check. Oh,
Yeah.
Killian, you can
Deception.
roll against that with your insight.
Yeah, Killian just kind of wants to ask. He's just trying to get a little bit more detail as to why she was pulled under. Just her.
I'm the cutest one, obviously.
Those are okay.
Could have been any one of us.
Glitterbell and I
Oh.
are obviously the most obvious picks
All right, I
out
got
of the group.
dirty 20
To be
for insight.
kidnapped. Seraphina got a 26.
Wow.
Like,
Yeah,
can't argue
Seraphina
with
is an
that.
accomplished liar.
Can't argue with that logic, Seraphina. Sea monsters love cute girls. You're right.
She has mastered all her micro expressions. She has complete control over her face. You can't detect a lie on her, though you're looking. At the very least, you believe that Seraphina believes this was because she's the cutest. Which
She, like,
does
flips
check
her
out.
hair.
So whatever this Leviathan is it clearly had spoke to you.
It did.
And is there like forewarning of this thing being unleashed? It sounds like with what's going on in Nerdistan, things are about to happen.
Oh, yes, it sounds like it's imminent.
Barmok says, imminent, I'd say. When we sailed past Ozlet, it looked like they were under the same heaviness of assault that we faced in Nerdistend. So, whatever it is, we can't get the Navy out to face the rest of their fleet on the sea. And there's not much more time that I'm sure the Navy can hold out, though we've been at sea for near a fortnight to come get you.
Well, what do they expect us to do? We're just one ship.
Well, I don't know that anybody expects you all to come back in any haste. I don't think anybody besides Aurora, the shipmaster who was building this ship for you guys, knew that we were taking off to get you in the first place. We had to leave with much haste, to the point where we couldn't even tell the Blackthorn family or anyone else what we were about. But I figured you all would rather your ship be here with you than trapped in the docks, potentially being fired upon.
Is my family safe?
Yurika says, as far as we know, yes, safe. Yes, they are, as far as we know, yes. They were, we believe, at Luminara when the initial assault occurred, when we saw the first ships cross the horizon approaching Nerdistend, and I'd actually just had dinner with your family the night before. So hopefully they remained inland and far from the fighting out at the river deltas.
How many days travel was it to get here by this boat?
Well, being on ship and not having enough supplies, we did have to stop in Lena Myrna, which took 2 days to resupply ourselves enough to get here across the skipstones, and that put us at just about 12 days to get here, but we can make further haste back. We can get there faster than we approached, especially if we get out of this bay quickly.
We could get there even faster through the portal.
We could. The portal's in Luminara. Erika says, yes, that has always been another option. We knew that was how you were going to return to Nerdistend, so if that's the way we want to get back and leave your ship docked near Varys Rash, perhaps. Come back to retrieve it at a later date. Then we could more quietly sneak inland,
But
as opposed to having to face the Navy at the deltas.
But are all the cultists are they infiltrating the cities at all, or are they mainly like a naval type blockade?
When we left, they were still attempting to make their way upriver, it seemed. They were trying to break through our own blockades to get into the river valleys. They approached on smaller ships, even smaller and lighter than the one we rode away on, but they number in the thousands at least.
We're not going to take on thousands of sailors in this cute dinghy. I think we need to maybe go and rally some resources from Luminara. And who knows what could everything could change in the half month it would take for us to sail back.
Barmok says, yes, if they haven't already broken through. At the very least, we know the rivers will act as a sort of choke point for them. They can't bring all thousands upriver at once. It would be better to attack them from land along the river than it would be by sea, for sure. And honestly, when we left, it seemed the leadership was quite surprised and did not seem to have any sort of any more bandwidth to make an attack formation or a plan or even figure out what was happening beyond just defending the rivers. So at the very least, we need to go tell the leadership what you know and how to defend better against this enemy. I can't say even I would know what you all know.
Know anything? I figured we'd go over there and just start blasting.
And that's what I like to do. He starts barking off orders. So if you all, should we turn tail and head toward Vera's Rash then?
Well, and Killian will look over to Benji and Nomi that are here. Well, we have to drop them back off at their home in the bay over there.
The researchers as well.
Unless segue over to them.
The researchers are still in the village. Nomi says, she kind of looks at Benji and she says, you planned on leaving anyway, brother. If you have to go, you go, but I can make my way back to shore easily enough and take the researchers through the woodland now that it's not as dangerous myself and bring them back to Verisrash by land. And Benji looks at you all. If you all need help, looks at Marway. Well, I owe you I owe you the dirt that I'm gonna stand on one day as my home again. So whatever I can do for you in the meantime. But if I'm better use here, stoking up some resources however I can, you let me know.
Oh, Marway.
I think Marway is just. Well, I do mean that the more the merrier, yes?
Yeah, absolutely.
He grins.
Indeed, I think we'll need it from the sound of it.
I walk with you then. Let's make our way to the middle continent. And Nomi and him sort of hug each other. He strips back into a giant octopus once again to take Nomi back to shore easily and quickly.
Before they go, I do want to give Nomi one of Marway's mother's orange flowers.
And she stops as well, and she says, that reminds me. If Benji's coming with you all, I have some of my mama's I want you to take with you to protect him if need be. And she holds up a small bracelet, just like a leather cord, on which there's a small charm, and you can tell it's a smaller version of the sort of amber amulet that Benji himself wears and has shown you before, with a small flower dried into the center. And she says, I put a little bit of my mama, before she sent us away from the village when it was under attack, she bespelled it for us. She called it Nomi's Hospitality. And it is essentially a bracelet of Leomin's tiny hut.
Oh.
She says, if you guys need, shelter, well, that's what me and Benji have always been looking for, so take this with you in case you need it.
I very much appreciate that. That's extremely generous of you.
As is this, and she holds up your mother's flower. She says, I wouldn't trust my baby brother to trek off with just anybody, but I trust you all, so keep him safe and bring him home someday. But make sure you find him some adventure in the meantime, won't you?
We'll do our best, for sure. It never seems to fail that even if we're not looking for it, it seems to find us at least.
Don't it, though? But you always seem to walk away a little bit better for it, so I look forward to hearing your stories when you come back. And she gives you a big, warm hug. She turns to the rest
Is
of
she
you,
going back to
handshakes
the
and hugs all around.
researchers?
She is. She's going to go back. The researchers are in the village, so she's going back to shore to the village to take them back by land. Benji was just going to swim her over and then come back.
And they're gonna portal back to Nerdistan.
They're gonna... No, Benji's going to come get back on
Or are
the
they
ship with you
staying?
all. Nomi is going to stay in Verisrash and in her village.
Okay.
She's going to try and rebuild the village using Verisrash resources. And just kind of reestablish the woodland as somewhere people can emigrate to eventually.
Okay.
So I think at this point we need to decide if we're going to teleport back or sail back, right? We still need to decide that.
Well, if we teleport back, then the ship is staying here in the port of Varus Rash.
Safe and not battered by a navy. Is my thinking anyway.
Yeah, I agree. So, before we head over there, Yurka, maybe we should inform her of what's transpired here on the Eastern Continent. What do you all think? We were going to contact Archangel and let him know what we've been up to over here. When's the last time you seen Archangel?
I left him. Archangel! I'm sorry. I left him. We traveled back from Zada's home, and he came with me through Nerdistan for a few days, and then he traveled west to try and do some digging about what's going on in the Urag Empire. So he's out hunting intel. I stayed behind in Nerdistan to wait for all of you to return. Return, Doctor! Sorry.
We did discover one of the other relics, Figurine of Dea, and we came to the decision that it needed to be destroyed to save the forest from the undying curse that the figurine had placed upon it and the people around it as well. So the figurine...
Curses, celestial curses! Sorry, go on.
And so the figurine has been destroyed.
Good. He will be happy to hear it. It makes my heart curses, celestial curses. Sorry. That is good news. I hope you did not. I see you have lost none in doing so, though destroying a god relic is another kind of difficult. So
Yeah,
I
it was.
think
almost
perhaps I have hope.
Too.
Of course, you were the one swinging the axe. That makes sense. Sorry, yes, it makes sense. I will note above table, the nearest port to Varus Rash, many of you would know now, is Varus Rash is just a little bit inland, so they don't have a port of their own. But Eltes has a very small port, and Eltes is where you all had gone through and met the Druid King, or we wanted to meet the Druid King before you ever went further east for Zada's tribe. You passed through Eltes, and that is where Seraphina learned Glitterbell had a secret. So I will just refresh your memories that is a port that you can dock your ship in safely, where you have allies, and where you had said you were going to stop back through, but never had the chance. After some certain time, and I believe it's been enough time. Because you did not get a chance to meet the Druid King.
Yeah, because we had an appointment. It was like 2 weeks later or something. To meet
Yeah,
him.
and I know that since I was looking this up the other day, I know that since you've gotten to the Eastern Continent altogether, it's been almost 3 weeks-ish, maybe a month.
Oh no, we missed our
and he was only going to be 2 weeks. So
appointment.
you're close enough to it that you know that he would at least be back at Eltes, at the very least. So you may have missed your 2-week appointment, but not by much, not by a couple days, maybe. Really.
I feel like Seraphina would maybe want to meet the Druid King.
But we have to go there anyways.
Where? Yeah. Where is
you will be
Nomi
passing through.
leading
It's only
the
a half day's
researchers
ride.
to? Are the researchers
taking
going to
the
go
researchers
through there back to their base camp?
They will not. So you'll be let me see if I can show you guys a map real fast, or link you to a map. Hold on. That way you can all see it. wonder if I can
Essentially,
just
what
drop
I'm
an image
trying
in
to
the
get
chat.
at is there's a specific researcher that has a book of mine about extra dimensional planes that I would like to retrieve before we leave.
Hmm.
Oh, so you yeah, she could grab that for you and bring it back to Varus Rash because she's going to meet you guys in Varus Rash, which is where your portal is, I believe.
Okay.
So you guys would be going through Eltest to Varus Rash, and she's going to take the researchers by land to Varus Rash.
Okay. Yeah, as long as
I
she
just
can
sent you
grab
guys an
that,
image.
that
You'll have
would
to
be
zoom in a
great.
bit, but you can see the bay. You guys are essentially like at the very tip where you can see there's like a bay within the bay in the Undying Wood.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, so you can see that you're going to work your way back around. You can see where like the big witch tower is, Sitzi's tower. That is where the Yuan-Ti were. And then you'll make your way back to Varus Rash. Or, well, that's what Nomi will do. You guys will go via the bay to Altes, where you can see the ship is moored. And then Varus Rash is only a half day's ride from there. So she would meet you guys at Varus Rash after you go through Altes.
All right. Well, that sounds good.
If you're going the portal option.
I think that sounds like the better option. We get to meet the king.
Okay, but if we go the portal option, is Varmox going to stay with the ship, or?
He's the captain, yeah. He's got to protect it.
I'll do what you all require of me. I am at your service since you've secured my freedom and put me on the open ocean in the first place. You take me with you or you leave me with the ship. But if you need me with you as a warrior, you have a sturdy crew here, all of whom work for Aurora and have a vested interest in making sure the ship gets back to Nerdistan and to be completed.
Lula just starts to like nervous giggle, like super out of character, just like she's just like just super awkward giggling.
Does
She's not
Nomi tell
rolling
us
so much.
about how long it'll be before she gets there?
Ask me that one more time.
How long will it take Nomi to get to Varus Rash?
Oh,
Like 3 days?
you guys, it took you what, 4 days from Varus Rash to the Yuan-Ti, and then it was another 3 days. So if they hoof it, they'll make it there in less than a week.
All right, well, if we're gonna wait for Nomi anyway, I mean, if we really just want to keep the boat with us, we can just go there, meet with the Druid King, and boat back. Like we can.
Yeah, you
We
guys
can
will make
have our
it to
cake and eat it,
Eltest
too.
within 2 days, essentially, to moor your ship.
And then it's from Eltest
So you'll have some time to kill if you wait for Nomi. From Eltest to Varus Rash, it's only a half-day ride.
Why doesn't she just come with us, and then they could walk from Eltest to Varus Rash?
Well, we have to get all the researchers and such.
Yeah, all the researchers.
Yeah,
Are they
she says,
just
I need
back at
to
the-
I need to grab the researchers. I need to pick up all of our. I mean, if you give us time to pack up everything and get it here onto the ship, that's fine. But we've got to still make it back through. We left some of our supplies back in.
That's right. I think
We
took us
expected to come
2
back
days.
through the coil.
Yeah.
Whatever you prefer, though. I mean, we can do that.
I think mathematically it makes more sense for them to walk back. Because I forgot it took us 2 days to get to this village. It's further away.
Mhm.
And Yurika says, and we are carrying bare bones supplies, so it would behoove us to at least stock up before we bring more hungry mouths on board.
Yeah, and it might take us a couple of days to even get an audience with the Druid King. So, Seraphina had to book 2 weeks out last time. So we have some time to kill while we're over there.
Perfect. Then it's decided. Right?
Agreed.
Make wind for Altes! Make wind for Altes! And you see Varmox rush off and start giving orders to his crew, to your crew. And as you sail, you all come to the realization that you are on board your own ship, and while it has not been retrofitted with all the accoutrements that you know that are meant for it. You knew that it would take a few more months for it to be fully fitted out, but it is seaworthy and beautifully built as far as it has been built. And you're all gonna have to come up with a name for that bad boy and a flag.
Ooh.
You know that you can fly the flag of Erendriel, the triumvirate flag, as you all are stewards of Erendriel, I believe. And we're given the ship as thus. And so you don't necessarily have to come up with the name of your ship today, but I want you all to start thinking about it as you need to christen your new vessel, or whatever the imaginary religious word for christen is in this world.
Do we each have rooms on the ship?
You do. So there is a small captain's quarters that Varmox has claimed for himself, but you all are the owners, the investors, the people who made this ship possible. So you each have your own small cabin that are very lovely. They all have beautiful, like, hand-woven rugs in different colors, sort of inspired by each of you, very obviously handmade by people who care about you and know you well and want you to be happy. Beautifully made up feather beds. For some of you, your bed, instead of a feather bed, like the room that Bula and Marway are sharing, because the people you left behind in Nurstan know you both well enough, they give you sort of a bunk bed with a hammock underneath for Marway to curl up in. But they are all very well fitted for each of you and comfortable with a big chest of drawers, sort of ornately carved. Ados's is in the Nawat sort of filigree style, and Killian's is very almost like industrial with steel bars holding it up, and very useful and practical, but beautifully made and well sanded and stained of deep mahogany. Seraphina, your room, pink. They put up like beautiful like pink floral wallpaper in your room.
Exquisite.
So you can all sort of settle into your compartments. I'll let you each take a short rest as the ship makes way for Eltes, the fort kingdom of the Druids. And on top of that, we're going to have to start talking about ship travel. I'm going to have to start thinking about times and distances for how long things are, how far away things are. So I'll be working out some maps, some like very quick reference maps, so that you have like city to city what your travel time might be. So I'm not trying to do that math off the top of my head all the time. So I'll do that for you guys. You can look up the 5E rules for a sloop. That is the type of ship. If you're curious, you're not going to need it today, but this will eventually be a ship that you can take into battle. It will have its own hit points. It will have what's called a damage threshold. So it can take a certain amount of damage before catastrophic breakages start to happen, and it stops being usable until you get repairs. You'll have to start considering paying for those kind of repairs and just general upkeep. Right now, you have a crew of about 12, not including Varmox, your captain. Varmox has taken the initiative to name some of his crew, who all are employed technically by what is her name? Bellinor Rorora, who is one of the 3 triumvirate leaders of Erendriel. She's the elven sort of shipmaster. She made her way in this kingdom by building the best, most beautiful ships. And so they're all employed by her technically right now. So you're welcome to keep them on as your crew, but eventually you will have to figure out how you're going to take over paying them. At this point, they assume they're going to be paid by Aurora upon return to Erendriel. But they've all been sort of assigned their duties as well. So you're going to want to start thinking about all the different people you need on a ship. You're going to need a cook, you're going to need a bosun, you're going to need all kinds of different jobs, crew people. And you guys can take on some of those jobs if you'd like to. But if you want this ship to be able to sail without you, it might behoove you to hire a true professional who can help give you advantage in certain situations. So we'll be talking about that stuff as we go forward now that you have a ship. But in the meantime, does anybody want to try and like learn the ropes of sailing while you're heading? You have like maybe a half day's sail to Eltes at this point.
Can Varmox?
Sorry, a day and a
half.
Yeah, and I don't know whether to give you advantage or disadvantage for that?
Disadvantage. Absolutely,
disadvantage.
100%.
You're so nervous.
It's gonna be disadvantage.
Yeah, how much can you really absorb if you're just constantly nervous? Yeah,
look at
definitely. Okay.
Those big muscles and the scales, and like he's talking, but like I'm distracted.
And he's wearing like one of those like romance novel pirate shirts, like V-neck down to almost his belly button, billowing in the wind, like it's like so loose, but he's wearing these like tight leather pants and boots that come up to his thighs. Like he is, although he is a black dragon, half dragon, he is made for the sea. He is just like big pirate dragon man.
Okay, so is there?
If he had hair, it'd be blown in the wind.
Disadvantage because I'm not learning anything. Not after that description.
Yeah, I think I'm in love with him a little bit. Yeah, this man did hard time in prison, in a mage prison. He's got something going on. He's got some scars in like the sexy way.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah, but do you all agree to send Nomi back to get the researchers and go by land? Is that what we came to?
I believe so.
Yeah. So you all give Benji time to swim Nomi in to shore. They say goodbye, and Benji comes back and comes suctioning back up onto the deck as a giant octopus, and then changes back into himself and pulls his clothes back on. Because I like to think you can't wild shape without getting naked. Okay, and the ship takes off. So I'll start with Bula then. Why don't you go ahead and roll for me a, trying to decide, I think survival
Okay.
with disadvantage.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay. My lowest would be a 17. I rolled pretty decent.
Oh, wow.
She wants to impress him as well. So she does, like, distracted, but at the same time, like, I want to learn because I want him to think that I'm good at this.
Yeah, and you're handy. You're naturally gonna be good at this. Like, just based on your size, your strength, your command of your own body, you're a barbarian. You know how to use your body and how to strong arm inanimate objects into working for you. So that's half of what being a sailor is, baby. Mm-hmm. And out here on this extremely choppy bay, this bay is a shipwrecker. You cannot like trade at any of the ports along this bay because anything big and heavy enough to carry cargo of any kind is going under. It's going to get tipped and capsize. But this ship, luckily, you guys keep it pretty close to shore where it's a little bit less treacherous. But this is good practice, especially. If you can handle a ship on these waters, you can handle a ship in open ocean or up a river. So, yeah, I'm going to say, let me do a little search here.
She says, yeah, I do know how to handle my body.
He smiles so big and takes like a long drink of beer.
She's like, she tries to wink. She's not great at it. She kind of just like double blinks at him, but he gets it.
Okay. So different positions, and I will send you guys these like in messaging later so that you can all start to think more about it. But typical positions on a ship here, you're going to need a captain, which at this point is Varmox, but he'd be willing to give up that helm if any of you wanted to take that over. You know, they are just the CEO. They're making sure everybody's doing their job and that things are running smoothly. Quartermaster, second in command. If the captain goes down, quartermaster takes over, but they are also in charge of supplies. At this point, Yurika is acting as the quartermaster. She's the one who made sure that when they stopped off in Lena Myrna, that they had enough supplies to get to you and back. She's got a head for numbers. That's just kind of what she does. You need like a navigator. So someone who points you where you need to go, navigate you, and they're the ones physically steering the ship. Your first mate. They are just overseeing like the crews. They're HR essentially for you. So they're overseeing the crew, making sure everybody's happy, paid, doing like general like operations, making sure that they are hiring good people. So they would be they should be someone you trust, so that they're the people person, right? And they act directly to the captain, or answer directly to the captain. Once you have cannons or any kind of weaponry on the ship, ship-sized weaponry, you're going to need a master gunner. That's the person who's in charge of the ammunition and make sure it gets fired, even if they're the ones doing the firing. You need a bosun who manages the sails, the rigging, general maintenance. So they are your handyman. And below that, outside of that, those are like the big ones that you need. Right now, all those positions are just kind of being filled in with this skeleton crew as they need, but you can also hire on a carpenter who is like a second to the bosun, just in case things start breaking in the middle of battle. It might be better to have 2 sets of hands than 1 to fix things very quickly. You should have a cook, probably. You should have a rigger, which would just be someone underneath the bosun, again, so that they are specific to the sails and the rigging. You can have any number of deckhands, which is what most people are working as here. You could hire what they call a powder monkey if you wanted to, someone to just help with the firing and the maintenance of all the cannons or weaponry. Outside of that, though, you have a that's pretty much what you need for this ship. So those, if any of you want to take on one of those positions, you can start to think about that. Bula, rolling that 17 specifically. Is there any of those positions that catches your eye while you're training with Varmox? Or are you undecided at this point?
Let her think about it. She's too frazzled right now.
Yeah, fair enough.
Let's be real. She wants the one directly under the captain.
Yeah.
That's the one. Yes. I don't know. She might want to be right above the
Over
captain
the captain?
as well.
Sometimes you want to be able to switch it up, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Depends on your mood.
Stay flexible.
Yeah.
And you really got to get your sea legs under you before you decide anything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, yeah, you can mull it over, but you will get advantage on your survival checks generally on this ship because of that 17, at least for the next couple days.
Awesome.
Until you decide what specifically you want to bump up here for the ship. Anybody else have any interest in trying to learn a little bit about sailing here, or are y'all just going to take a cruise, a break, sit out on the deck, catch some sun in the drizzling rain?
Killian would actually like to put all these weeks of yurt building to work and be able to learn like repairing the ship and stuff like that, seeing how he's now proficient with carpenter's tools. After weeks of yurting.
Yeah, for sure. I want you to go ahead and roll that survival with advantage.
Nat 20. Oh yeah. All
Heck
that
yeah,
yurt
okay.
experience paying off. Yurts
Yeah,
transition
I
into
think
boats so
you're-
easy.
It's a
For sure, for
karate,
sure.
Practically the
Karate
same
Kid
thing.
situation.
It's just a
Yeah,
yurt
you
on
like-
water.
Yeah, you're like fascinated by like the fact that this is like a rounded ship, like they had to like, bend the boards and nail them in a certain way. And you're like, a yurt is round. I got this. I understand how you can do this with straight wood planks. This is great. And besides that, you are a man of community. You are a man of the people, and you get right in and start, I think, introducing yourself to the crew and ingratiating yourself with them as one of the people immediately. And I think that also helps give you an advantage here. Is there a specific position you want a little boost in, or are you going to go like Bula and just go for that advantage on survival checks here on the boat for the next week?
I feel like like I said, Killian would want to look into like helping with repairs and stuff like that. I know that in the heat of the moment, like he's gonna be busy with other stuff, like probably fighting people. So I know eventually he'll need to have people under him or taking over that position. But I think the other one that might work pretty good for him would be like a quartermaster who is like kind of checking in with everybody, making sure people are paid and stuff like that. Kind of, was that the one that did that? Forget. But yeah, just kind of like, yeah, like the general like upkeep of everybody on the ship and stuff like that.
He's the ship office man.
Yeah, sure. So I'd say if you want to like settle in as like the crew's new quartermaster, like if you want to even start introducing yourself and like teaching them a thing or two about the maintenance of the ship, about the kind of supplies you're going to want, about how to make quick repairs, as opposed to that temporary boost, that temporary general advantage, you can, as long as you're on the ship and acting in some form as the quartermaster, you'll get advantage on all of your checks on the ship.
Okay.
As long as that is the kind of thing you're doing, which would cover, in this case, like commanding the crew, and generally making sure supplies and building materials, repair materials are going where they need to go. So making decisions about when something should be repaired and when something needs to wait until later, that kind of thing.
All right.
So as long as you're acting in those capacities, you'll get advantage on checks.
All right. Sounds good. Gather around, everyone. Let me show you how to build a yurt. All right, on top of this boat.
Immediately, and doing so, you can increase your capacity to, like, instead of 40 passengers that this thing could carry uncomfortably, you can carry 45 comfortably.
It's like a carnival cruise, but it's just yurts and yurts.
Yes.
This is our recreational yurt over there, and there's the yurt spa over there.
I will say also, as you guys think about this ship and what you want for it, eventually it's going to sail back to Nerdistan, hopefully if Erendril doesn't completely fall. But regardless, you can always take it and get all of your additions sort of added on. So things that you had asked me for initially, I just want to reiterate this list because it's insane. But here's what you were thinking, and I want you to keep thinking, because as your guys are exploring the ship, there's so much space for improvement and places where things are meant to be built in. You asked for food storage and water purifying, a day spa, a hot tub, a sauna, a pool with a swim-up bar, a very carnival cruise, a regular bar, not just the swim-up bar. Sometimes you want to be dry at the bar, so a dry bar.
Yes.
You want a reinforced hull and increased speed. Some different types of firepower. I assume like different than a cannon, some different options. Dimensional traversing. You want this thing to be able to go from dimension to dimension. So we want a spaceship as well. We want it to be invisible, potentially. We want it to be able to fly altogether and be a submersible. So that was your initial wish list. I want you to know that I wrote those down from what you all said.
And how many of
I feel
those?
like we could expand on that a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like you could probably ask for more, and it will definitely happen. I'm a very cool DM.
Guys, we got to start thinking outside the box, you know?
What kind of bar is there besides dry and wet? A slightly moist bar is what you need. Okay. So anybody else want to roll to learn something about the ship, or is there anything anybody wants to do in particular otherwise as you travel? You have pretty much like you have tonight, you have a full day of sailing tomorrow and another night. So you'll essentially get there 2 mornings from now, 2 dawns from now.
Yeah, I think that Eidos would like to stake an early claim on peeking over the navigator's shoulder as the most well-traveled member of the party and the most learned. He's been staring at maps, probably, maybe. He's seen them in school. But yeah, you might creep on the current navigator and see what that world's all about. He has visions of standing nobly and bravely for a big old ship wheel. What you call that? What's that called?
Yeah, a big old ship wheel. That's the technical
Big old
term, I
ship wheel.
think.
Yeah, look, it's my first day.
Yeah, like cloaks billowing. You want your eyes to be like
Yes.
looking into the setting sun, so your eyes are just glowing gold. Yeah, I can picture it.
Yeah, we're gonna need to hire an orchestra to play
Beautiful
during
hair
these
blowing.
pivotal moments. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like a
yeah.
John Williams
We're gonna
score.
Yes, exactly.
One of you needs like a general slow spell so that like everything goes slow motion whenever you're turning the ship. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. All right. With all of that in mind, I'll also let you roll that survival with advantage.
Okay.
Unless you have another kind of skill you want to use to learn that, I will allow you to kind of wiggle room it a little bit. If you have something else, like if you just want to do like an investigation as a learner.
Well, let me see. No, survival sounds great. No, let's do survival. Gives me +1. A 10. You said with advantage. And we're at 13.
Okay. A 13. So you will begin to learn the ways of the navigator. So you'll need one or two more good rolls like that, decent rolls like that, to be able to give the ship a boost like Killian did. But you have acquired many of the foundational skills with that 13. You feel confident that you could at least command someone else to steer the ship. It's sort of like the intricacies of the ship itself, the mast, the rigging, all that kind of stuff. How to turn sharply without capsizing the whole thing, all the sort of nitty-gritty stuff that you still need some work on. Yeah, otherwise, good plan. Need to write all this stuff down so I remember next time. Anybody else? Oh, I should have, we're missing one position that I did not say, but I wanted to say. A ship surgeon, a healer on the ship is a thing that exists. Looking at you, Marway, just in case that's something you're interested in.
I think
I think.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go.
I think Seraphina is going to be relaxing and just enjoying her time on the ship. She'll just be like sunbathing on like the deck of the ship, even though it's very rainy and misty. But she's going to be that annoying person over the rigger's shoulder, and she's going to actually them like all the time.
You have like been on a lot of cruising ships. You've been on a lot of like pleasure barges. You've been on a lot of booze cruises for sure. So I feel like you've just absorbed a lot of information, like a very rich girl who knows the intricacies of sailing by herself around the world, but has never done so and never wants to.
Yeah. Yeah, she's not
like you're always correct.
Yeah. She's not helping.
But not helpful.
She'll give her input.
Yeah, not helpful at all. Okay, that checks out. Marway, you were gonna say?
I think for Marway, being the ship's healer, that's something he's always done. I don't think that's something he's going to put any extra work into right now. I think at the moment he's going through a little bit of like a change of heart about his own destiny. And I feel like he is going to be spending his time practicing maybe more combat-esque maneuvers, specifically with a new very large bird and us conveniently being over water. I think we're going to learn on Hearth's back.
All right, we love level 9. Yeah, so if you are like actively training and learning a new skill, what are you doing like sort of ranged melee attacks? Are you practicing casting from upon his back? I'm trying to decide what kind of ability here to have you check with.
I think what he would do, like to start, would be more defensive maneuvers, just to stay in the air. First thing he wants to be able to do is just not fall off. He is definitely one who's kept his hooves on the floor for his whole life.
Yeah. Okay, in that case, I'm going to have you roll either an athletics or a strength. Just learning to keep your seat.
It's going to be a 16.
16, that's pretty good. You guys, those of you who are just chilling on deck, watch Marway take off on this fiery, not little bird anymore, rather large phoenix. As you guys are sailing, they do some figure eights overhead, and I don't think you've got like tight turns down quite yet, so you're sort of doing big loops around where you're not tilting over too terribly much, but you do manage to keep your seat. That was a very good roll, and you get a good couple hours of practicing doing that before you are like saddle sore. Use muscles that you've never used before.
Well, we can only do it for an hour at a time per day, so.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Boola's just like slightly freaked out. She's in between like, she can't decide between like flirting with Varmox versus like, oh gosh, Marway, don't you dare fall. I will have to come get you.
We're over water. We're fine. We're not that high.
Okay, and I think that's everybody. So as you all sail through the next day, practicing your various tasks and or giving unhelpful advice to the sailors. That's where we're going to end it for tonight. As you all make your way and the sun sets on that second day, you know that you have one more night of sleep left before you will approach El Tess, home of the Druids. So everybody go ahead and make yourselves a long rest, and we'll be done for today. What a great session. Thank you all for playing. Thank you all at home for watching. Come back next week, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, where we always are playing this silly little game, fighting really gross monsters that I make up in my head. Toodaloo.
Bye-bye.